Hello all, welcome back to the channel. Today for CBSE Class 10 Science NCRT first chapter, that is chemical reactions and equations. Today here I am with some important questions which are based on basic concepts which we have learned through our previous videos. I have uploaded those videos on YouTube that in two parts, part 1 and part 2. So, this is our first question in which we come to know about completing the missing components and variables given as x and y in the following reaction. So, in the first reaction says about PbNO3 whole twice, which is in aqueous form, then 2Ki. That for balancing, we have applied a 2 in this place. Ki, which is also in aqueous form. After the double displacement reaction occurring, we get two results, that is PbI2 and 2KNO3. So, in the place of X, what substance or the state is present for that substance? So, here, if you have any idea, just let me know in the comments about the answer. For this, the answer is solid state. PbI2, that is lead iodide, is in solid state. On the other hand, KNO3, potassium nitrate, is in aqueous form. Our second reaction goes with copper in solid state with silver nitrate, that is AgNO3 whole twice in aqueous form. After the single displacement reaction, being copper being more reactive than silver, replaces silver from silver nitrate and forms copper nitrate in aqueous form. Now, can you all say about what the substance X would be and in solid state? So here the substance is silver, that is Ag. Third reaction goes with zinc in solid state, H2SO4 in aqueous state. After the reaction, similarly this reaction is metal, that is Zn, and an acid, that is sulfuric acid, H2SO4. It forms ZnSO4. So what would be the state of ZnSO4 over here? As this is in aqueous form and solid. When solid is dissolved in aqueous solution, it also again forms a new aqueous solution and hydrogen gas is released. Last question, that is calcium carbonate. So what will be the state of calcium carbonate when after heating it releases calcium oxide and carbon dioxide? So here calcium carbonate is in solid form. After reaction, that is after heating, the decomposition reaction takes place, that to thermal. So it releases carbon dioxide, that is a gas. So it is released. These are the solutions for your reference. In this question, we come to know about identification of chemical reactions. First, that is hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. When they both combine, they form HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. This is a combination reaction as two different elements are combining and a single new product is formed. Second goes with calcium oxide and water. This forms calcium hydroxide. This is also a combination reaction as calcium oxide combines with water to form calcium hydroxide. Both comes under combination reaction. Next is calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. When it is heated, it releases calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is an example of decomposition reaction, that to thermal decomposition reaction. It is also an endothermic reaction because heat is being absorbed in that reaction. Next goes FeSO4. Iron sulfate, when reacts with magnesium, it releases magnesium sulfate and iron. Later, so this becomes a displacement reaction. It can also be said as single displacement reaction, as an highly reactive element or a metal, that is Fe, is replacing Iron, which is less reactive than magnesium replaces iron from its sulfate solution and forms magnesium sulfate because magnesium is more reactive as compared to iron. We also know about the reactivity series. Later on, last question for this topic is Ki plus PbNO3, that is lead nitrate and potassium iodide. They form potassium nitrate and lead iodide. This is a double displacement reaction as two different compounds or elements are interrelate, exchanging, or can say they are forming different two different compounds. You can refer to the answers as well. But first, I would request you all to try on your own and then look at the answer. The next question goes about identifying the oxidizing agent or the oxidant in the reactions. So one by one, we'll come to know about different reactions and questions. For the first reaction, that is Pb3O4 or lead oxide is reacting with HCl to produce PbCl2, lead chloride, chlorine gas is also been released. Also H2O is formed, that is water. So, so in the first reaction, Pb3O4 is the oxidizing agent because it has oxygen and later it is releasing oxygen. Secondly, calcium and oxygen are forming calcium oxide. Here, oxygen is the oxidizing agent because it has presence of oxygen. The elements which have presence of oxygen and later they release oxygen or give their oxygen to some other compound. Like in this example, the oxygen is transferred to calcium and calcium oxide, a new substance is formed. For the first reaction Pb3O4, this oxygen is merging with hydrogen and H2O, that is water, is formed. For the next reaction, copper sulfate. Copper sulfate and zinc react to form copper and zinc sulfate. So, copper sulfate is the oxidizing agent as this sulfate has SO4. So, oxygen is present with copper sulfate. Later, it forms zinc sulfate. That is, this oxygen is merging with zinc. So, copper leaves oxygen and zinc gains oxygen. The next reaction is V2O5 plus calcium. V, V plus calcium oxide is formed. So sorry, this is calcium oxide. Just a second. This is calcium oxide. So sorry. This is calcium oxide. CaO. Calcium oxide. Later, the last question is about iron reacting with water to form iron oxide, ferric oxide, that is Fe3O4, ferric oxide. After react and hydrogen is liberated. Last question, zinc. So in this, water is the oxidizing agent because it has presence of oxygen in it. Last question, zinc plus H, zinc oxide plus hydrogen gas will give zinc plus H2O. Here, zinc has oxygen. Later on, it releases oxygen and water molecules are formed in liquid form. These are the answers for your reference. I would like to end the session. Thank you. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel.